Hey.
I mean, heck.
Are we
All right,
streaming?
we are live.
We are live now.
We are
please
live.
Zip it.
Live-in.
We're waiting for Scooter to restart his internet.
I think we should just stay like this in awkward silence until he comes back.
Just pops in.
Should
Yeah.
I mean, I could swear bomb because I mean we're already here. I mean, Scooter's not here. I mean, he's going on his channel. So.
It's live on his channel, I think.
Yeah, it's live on his
We have so
channel.
much power over Scooter right now. We are streaming to his channel. He's restarting his computer. He has no way to control what's happening.
We got 3 donations. Hey, let's go.
Dang.
Let's go already.
I'm not always late to GPS.
Yes,
I think, you know, maybe that's where some
Am
of
I
it's coming
streaming?
from. I think I'm going to be late the
People
next time.
just give
blame
Tom
it
the
on you.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that's
All
100%.
Ernest's fault.
It's because I think you said you were pooping one time.
One time.
One time is all it took.
Yeah,
You know,
man,
honestly,
more poop.
that pooping, all that means is you're adding another bathroom to Russell Wilson's house. That's my belief. That is my gimmick for this year. Every time I go to the bathroom during a stream, we are adding one bathroom to Russell Wilson's mansion.
Hey, let's go.
We are currently at 3.
Hell yeah.
20 pounds of food.
There you go. Help the
I
pets.
forgot to make this public.
I already.
Almost made it.
Now I did.
I already.
All right. Clickbait Sports.
Sports where there's.
Whoa. I will
Many
have
years
fun
to
with
leave
Bo
it.
Nix.
Wait. We're going to turn him into Mo Picks this weekend, my man.
No, you
Just like
that's
Auburn.
right. We got a clickbait civil war as we are missing out, by the way, on the Rust Bowl, which is a tragedy.
This is terrible, but
A
I've done in
tragedy.
solidarity. I am putting my forged Russell Wilson autograph shirt on just as solidarity because Russell Wilson should have been throwing for 317 yards, not 316 like Tim Tebow. He is better than Tim Tebow. And he was going to ride all over Bronco. He was just going to teabag them, make them smell his from under cheese, all that good stuff.
Cheese. Wow.
Ooh, that
You know what?
Gio.
8th grade reference.
If Russell Wilson teabag celebrated somebody like from Halo, it would goat him. Everybody who is a Russ hater,
That's
you
not
would
wrong.
turn him instantly. Like
Honestly.
just he throws one touchdown pass, and there's like an edge rusher just on the ground by him, and he just starts dropping like this. He would win back everybody instantly.
What
You
if
should do it to
what
Sean
if
Payton. Sean
This
Payton.
would be great. I mean, it should be
what
great.
if Russ did the Antonio Brown twerk after a touchdown? That would
No,
do you think that would win some
No.
people?
if he took off running and he did the Antonio Brown drop kick on the defender, that might get some credit.
that would
I
would
hate
win
that
them
AB has maybe one of the coolest plays in NFL history. But that's up there.
Maybe so.
What's great about that play is he sacrificed a touchdown to do that. He was like, I could go all the way to the end zone, but I want to put my cleat in this guy's chin.
But it's a
Jared
Cleveland
Goff,
Browns, so you
baby.
know what? That makes it justified. Everyone loves tormenting on the Cleveland Browns. And speaking of the Cleveland Browns, Scooter's not here yet, but we'll talk about the Dallas Cowboys because Cleveland Browns have a huge Deshaun Watson problem. If I say so myself, it's
That was the Cleveland Browns.
yeah. I mean, and the good thing is he's not just a shitty human being; he's a shittier quarterback, which is great.
They were. I had the disservice of watching that entire game, and
My
it
condolences.
was brutal.
Deshaun Watson cannot throw a football anymore,
Yeah.
and nobody
So-
feels bad.
No.
If they were to cut him after this season, it would be a $97 million cap hit. Like they
That's
have no recourse. Yeah, $97 million for the one season, and I think
one season.
yeah, and then I believe it like gets worse. Like it's terrible. They still have to pay him his money, but the cap hit is brutal on them. So that $97 million is a full third of their expected payroll next year. So
And didn't they like push for a
97,
cap
93
down the road just like a few weeks ago? They restructured his deal a little bit, gave him like some sort of like bonus, right? They paid him in a bonus so there'd be less cap this year. So not only is it already bad, but I think they thought they're like, well, let's free up some stuff so we have some money so we can make a push to go all in this year. And then week 1, Watson just looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. So, like, even that little tweak was probably stupid.
I agree.
You know what? Leroy Bickerstaff really disagrees with you. He does not believe that Deshaun Watson is a bad quarterback. And there's one thing that I said today. It's like, yeah, you can, like, Cleveland fan has been very delulu over the last 3 years about Watson. It's when he starts playing so bad that they can't defend him anymore that they're going to turn on him. And I think that boat is starting to turn in terms of how bad his play has been. If he was still producing, it would be worse. There would be a lot more argumentation about it, but he's not playing well. He looks bad.
Good question, too.
No,
It's horrifying. This is his first half. Like, look how bad that is. He can't throw more than 5 yards.
Yeah, I saw a stat that was like he's like the first or maybe only quarterback since 2006 or 2007 when they started tracking air yards to miss all 10 of his passes where he attempted to throw a ball for 15 or more air yards.
Yeah. 6th worst passing game in NFL history with 45 minimum passing attempts.
Yeah.
I guess,
Good job.
When do you bring in Jameis? Do you bring him at halftime? Like, if he has another game like he did against the Cowboys, does Jameis Winston come in at halftime? Like, it's crazy.
Who does Cleveland play this week?
Cleveland is playing
Jacksonville. They're playing
Yeah,
at
Jaguars.
Bank Stadium.
Hmm.
Not Everbank. Everbank Stadium.
Trevor Bank.
Oh, someone got a hundo.
wow.
Jumping hundos.
It is not me, thank God.
Remember, here's the thing. Last year, he only played 6 games, right? And there's only 13 games of data on Watson as a Brown. So
Yeah.
no matter what, even if he's healthy, he has not been worth the already.
Oh no.
How much is it? Almost 100 million that they've paid him.
Well, I mean, it's 230 million guaranteed.
Scooter get that hundo? I think
Scooter made $100 without even
Scooter.
being
Hey,
there.
good job, Scoot.
Hey, Scooter made
Oh,
it. That's
he's-
great.
You did.
Apparently, he
buddy.
got new fiber internet today,
There you
and
are.
he is struggling.
Scooter actually just got more overpaid for doing nothing than Deshaun Watson.
He's just confused.
Scooter, can you hear us?
He's like,
You guys all sound like computer, like
What are you
gargly.
talking about?
We can find you're fine. We can hear you.
Not computer
we're
before.
speaking
What is
normally.
a computer?
What
Does not compute.
What do you think's
What do you
happening?
mean?
How can we say Cowboys
Want to
suck
hear
in
the most
binary?
annoying sound on earth?
Can y'all hear me? Like, do I sound
Yes.
okay?
Oh yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you grand.
Yeah, the Cowboys suck. Can you hear that?
Okay, listen. Let me
Hey.
just say what I have to say before my internet starts fumbling again. The Dallas Cowboys looked like the best team in the NFL.
Oh God, here we go.
The Packers looked mid, as well as the Eagles. There is no team that I am afraid of this season.
Bro, the
That's all I have to say.
49ers?
That's my general consensus, but we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
Oh, who should the Cowboys fear in January? Just anybody?
Themselves. Number
Yes.
one. Themselves is number one.
Yeah, they should fear Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones. So
Scooter got another hundo.
Wow,
Hey,
Scooter's
we'll
getting
take it.
punished.
Hey, I'm
Scooter is
happy
getting
about
punished.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Scooter might have to wear a dress of some kind.
that. Oh no, he'll actually have to pay tribute to the Dallas Cowboys and pay some of that funding that's going to be owed Dak Prescott. $60 million for Dak Prescott.
Highest paid player in NFL history.
By $1 million.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Who's next?
That-
Who's
that's
gonna
Zach
get?
Wilson's
Who's gonna
contract.
top? Who's gonna top Dak next?
Brock
Because
Purdy,
every time,
baby.
Or maybe Purdy. Purdy
You know
or
that-
restructure for Mahomes.
Yeah, the Mahomes one's gonna come at some point.
yeah,
He'll come in
Mahomes
like
is
a
gonna
couple
want
years.
some more
He'll want to
money. He's gonna be
restructure.
like, you guys, I can't believe you. I'm not the highest paid Muppet.
It depends if they want to build a team around him. But with the NFL raising the salary cap going up like $35 million a year,
I want to get paid.
yeah, they want that money.
Scooter's look of pain is intense right now.
Yeah, like he is
He's
just
just
lost.
confused. He's just
Sad Florida fan.
Someone got a fitty.
That's me.
Kitty for the kitty.
Unfortunately. We got to bring out the Jeebus. Broncos are definitely going to need the Jeebus tonight.
Oh, that's awesome. You're welding at the new Buffalo Bills Stadium. That's dope as hell. Let's go.
That is pretty dope.
Only the Steelers and Russell Wilson can weld.
Hey, Darth, can you follow me and send me some inside pictures of the stadium construction? I would love that.
I want
to see how it's going. I would appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Why have you guys ever been online and noticed that the welding community is one of the most toxic communities on earth? Like every weld video that you, what's that?
I've been talking, thinking you guys were just ignoring me, but I was muted.
Tell 5 to put up his thing up there. He mutes himself all the time.
Yeah, I mute myself deservedly. No, every welding video that I've ever seen online is somebody being like, "You don't know how to weld." It's like just some dude is just trying to help other people weld.
That's the dumbest weld I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why do welders hate each other so much?
Phantom! What a hundo. Listen,
139.
we're already doing Vitecast, Skullcast, whatever the hell it is, on GPS in 2 weeks because I lost that punishment. So
yes,
don't worry. I already got the Aaron Jones jersey. We got new Vikings helmets, skulls. Trust me, they'll be.
It'll be fantastic. Tom, we'll be looking forward to fantastic. It'll be great. What are you talking about? The greatest stream.
It's gonna be so fun talking to a Vikings fan for an hour.
Maybe. Scooter got $150, so suck it.
Yeah, Scooter is getting punished.
I wish I could make all this money.
If he doesn't come back, we have to give him just an insane punishment.
Yeah.
Oh, there he's back.
He's kind of coming back-ish.
Hold on. Oh,
the circle of death.
I can't do it anymore. We're waiting. Circle.
Circle.
Come on, circle.
Guys,
let's load him the whole way. We gotta get the
Scooter,
circle up the
hear
whole
me?
way. Look at that circle. It's
Scooter,
like a snake trying to chase
Hey!
itself.
You got $150 when you're away, Scoots.
Yay!
I'm never switching my internet service again in my lifetime. What is going on?
What service?
Scooter got fiber. I'm thinking you got ripped off, Scooter.
Yeah, I think they just brought a case of fiber.
His internet shit all over the place.
Yeah.
It's cleaning out,
There's some
cleaning out the colon of his internet wine. That's the fiber he got.
This is the fiber that he got right here. Is Benefiber internet.
We're gonna have to do cellular.
He got the
We're
fiber
Adam's
one
actually
internet.
taking
It's making it gassy.
I do. It cleans out my colon. What do you think? I'm 48.
Guys, here's the joke. It's this, but no, I do take this. I do need it.
Yeah.
Yes, I do regularly. It cleans. It's a good way to clean out the pipes, the system.
Oh, you like getting your pipes clean, don't you?
Scooter.
Hey,
listen.
listen.
Scooter's gone again.
The
All right,
Scooter's
we'll
gone again. Let's go.
It's that fiber one internet, man.
I think every time Scooter comes on and disappears, you should have to take a shot of Malort.
Oh, why would you do that?
Dude, we're trying to punish him, not kill him.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. They had. I saw a minimum 150,000 people live yesterday, and then they did their live show on YouTube. Insane numbers. Insane.
Dude, they had like 180 when I looked at that.
Yep.
Oh.
There's Scootsy sideways.
Scooter,
There he is.
a different setup.
Scooter.
Yes. Is he on his phone?
Look,
I think he is.
look, I don't know what the heck was going on just then. But
Looks
we're
like a
here.
found footage movie.
Let's go. We're here. What are we talking about? Let's get into it.
Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah. Speaking of spotty internet.
We're talking about his solidarity with Springfield and his
Scooter, your
liking
thoughts?
of eating certain things.
Well, did you guys see that this man got a sponsorship from like a Viagra-like company?
he's got the
this man is
penis pills.
capitalizing on his.
Hey.
Hey, it was an honest
this man is
mistake.
thriving. We should not feel bad whatsoever.
I mean, Unk is the only guy
At the
that's
same
cool
time,
enough
though,
to
I
do
feel
that,
like
right?
Get after it,
he's
you know?
handled this.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Yeah, I got my dick wet. Who gives a
I
shit?"
do feel like he's handling the situation very well.
Trey, Scooter's back. Scooter's back.
I don't care.
Scooter's back.
It's
You're
the
not
truth.
supposed to cuss around Scooter. We've been
I didn't
we've
cuss
been
though.
over
So wait,
this.
Scoots, are you
cuss.
trying to tell me that we're gonna see you promoting that
ridiculous.
product on the next video? And you just be like, guys, listen up. what is he using? Which one is it?
I mean,
I forget.
I don't
which
even
one.
know.
It's not Blue Chew. Right?
What have you guys
Blue
talked about
Rock
so far?
Cardigan.
No, we,
How the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose in January. That's
we talked
Yeah.
about the Cleveland Browns and how bad they were about Deshaun.
yeah.
Okay. Is it that the Cleveland Browns are bad, or is it that the Cowboys made them look bad?
I think it's both.
I think Deshaun just looks
But
terrible.
Deshaun Watson looks really bad.
Who's Dallas play this week?
But if
Saints.
the Saints.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And you got cursed. You guys are so losing this week.
I think you are exposing the fraud. I think the Saints just pounced on a really, really bad Carolina team. And if you think Cleveland's bad, Carolina.
Who do you
I
think
think
is the
that's-
worst team? Go ahead.
That's what I wanted to ask. Who do you guys think is the worst team in the league? Because right now, Daniel Jones is making a case to be the leader of the worst team in the NFL. Y'all lost to a backup quarterback and Sam Darnold 5. What are the vibes going? What are the vibes like over there for the Giants? Together Blue. Take us through your emotions right now.
How can I can't describe how sad I am. It's like we had an opportunity to play a rebuilding Vikings team and we completely laid an egg. And not only were we bad pretty much the entire game, like we were just bad on a level throughout the NFL where you cannot really compare us. Like we're really bad. The only thing that could have made it worse if it was like another touchdown and like if it was 35-6. Like that would have been extremely bad. But I will say this, we get the Commanders this week and the Commanders have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. And if Daniel Jones can't take advantage of that, then this season, well, I mean, then it's really over. The Vikings actually have a pretty decent defense. They were getting pressure with just their front four, and which I don't know if they're just good or the New York Giants line is that bad, but I would just assume that the Vikings did mathematically have a good defense last year. So I would think that we should be able to handle Washington, which is me huffing on some more hopium because I'm just going to get destroyed on Sunday and it's going to be ugly. No,
Where
we're the
do
worst.
you stand with the Giants booing Daniel Jones in street clothing? Are you a fan of this? Are you against
I really
it? Is this
disagree.
opportunist?
I really disagree with that. Like there's boundaries, right? Like when he's out there on the field, of course, you know, Giants fans, we're very passionate. We're going to yell stuff. We're going to be frustrated, but the game's over, right? Like you don't deserve to, like you can't boo someone when the clock goes down to 0. That's it. That's the booing's done. And to get him as he's going to his park, like this is our quarterback. We need him to play football next week and try to do well. But I don't know. I don't agree with that. That was inappropriate. You can't just boo someone when they're going to their car.
What do you guys think about that? Is it fair this man is getting paid $160 million? He can't take a couple boos as he's going to his
Whose
car?
fault is that?
You guys-
Whose fault is it that he's getting paid $160 million? Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's the.
That's Joe
That's
Shane's
the
fault.
Giants front office.
My
That's the-
belief is this: you can shit on the dude on the field, you can shit on him
Exactly.
on Twitter, on the internet,
You
but
pay
when
for
it's like
your
in real
ticket.
life, honestly, man, just leave him be. Like that dude
Okay.
is miserable enough. He's already feeling like shit because he played poorly. It's just how the
Yeah.
athlete is, and now he's just getting booed by a bunch of randos that couldn't hold his jockstrap. Let's be completely honest here. And I'm
Oh, I
saying this
could
is
hold
as a
the
pure hate.
Sometimes.
I
So
could
that's-
hold it. Just like that.
My thing is, he doesn't even care. If you looked at his comments today, he's come back and said, you know what, I've been through adversity before and I do need to play better. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I just want to follow up with 5. Do you think Joe Shane ultimately was right to invest in the O-line, get Malik Neighbors, and not signed Saquon? Do you think this would have played out differently had you guys signed Saquon?
Yeah, that was a simple math problem. I don't disagree with what Shane did because what they can do is they have the weapons around a decent quarterback, and you've seen a lot of teams bring in a rookie like the Texans and CJ Stroud, and they already had the pieces in place for him to succeed. Jones seems to be the problem, and they can cut him after this year and only take a $22 million cap hit. And if you bring in a rookie quarterback like that, when you get that $40 million off your books, you can start making moves. They put together this team probably to tank on purpose. That's why I'm starting to believe that Shane and Dable actually survived this. Like there was an agreement from Shane with Mara that said, look, we can do this. And yeah, we'll just punt it till next year and we'll be in a better position.
If you're tanking, why'd you bring in Brian Burns and sign him to that huge deal?
Because then you'll have the pieces next year. That's what I'm saying. Like if all the problem is the quarterback, then getting rid of Daniel Jones solves that, right? So
I think it's more than quarterback.
Also,
your offensive line has a lot of issues. You have huge questions in your secondary, especially with that.
Yeah, Evan Neal not developing is
you
trouble.
have a defensive line. You have a
Dobbins
decent
should be
inside
pretty good.
linebacker core. You have promise in Malik Neighbors.
Panthers.
What else you got?
They have a good rush defense, though.
well, and then there's the miss with Kayvon Thibodeau. A lot of people are talking about too. He looks like he is not living up to where he was drafted. What are your thoughts on Kayvon and his gameplay? I watched all his snaps.
Yeah, Thibodeau looked bad, and he was getting run to the ground like almost every play. Then he commits a face mask penalty when they were getting off the field. It was like a 3rd and 15 incomplete. Thibodeau puts his hand in this guy's neck or in it, right through his face mask, and they're back on the field, and then they go on a 99-yard drive. Now, there are games last year where Thibodeau was an absolute monster and would have 3 or 4. I think he had a 2-sack interception game last year. And I don't know what they did to shut him down, but he looked bad. And the inconsistency is troubling from Thibodeau. It's not as pretty as, like Micah Parsons or something like that. That's what we thought we were getting, and we did not get that.
That's fair. Well, the Giants definitely need some prayer from one of the worst teams, though. Let's go to one of the best teams last year. The Packers played the Eagles. And one of the first international games in Brazil, the field was a huge issue. Tom, take us through what happened in this game for people who did not get to see it on Peacock.
Well, I mean, the ending sucked, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, unfortunately, like even Kenny Clark, who is one of the most like soft-spoken dudes, he's been there forever in Green Bay, super respected. Like he was like, yeah, that field just wasn't it. And I don't think that this is an international thing, considering 2 years ago at the Super Bowl, we literally had a garbage field that people were complaining about. And we also have plenty of garbage fields here in the States. I think, unfortunately, one of the worst parts about it is like when you do have an injury like Jordan Love, it's 10.5 hours to get back on a flight, so they can get some medical assistance or do more testing. So that obviously was a bit of a downer. The atmosphere seems super cool. The Packers offense just could not capitalize because they got 2 early turnovers. And listen, kudos to the Eagles, especially Mitchell, the guy who they just drafted, who was going to be a monster. He was really, really good. So yeah, unfortunately they came up short. But the good news is that Jordan Love, it looks like he's going to return sooner rather than later. I don't think he's playing this Sunday, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's back within the next couple weeks.
Who's your backup?
We have Malik Willis, baby.
Oh, wow.
Traded for him, 7th rounder.
My biggest question, though, is
turn
to
that off.
Tom.
You're gonna lose all our money.
What? It's the greatest thing. Are you kidding me? I get claimed. My stuff gets
biggest
claimed every
question-
week anyway. So whatever.
My biggest question to Tom, though, is this. What did you think of the Packers' performance? Are you chalking this up to, this is just week 1, a little bit of rust. The field's kind of weird. Maybe this isn't really who both teams are, Eagles and Packers, just a weird game? Or are you concerned with your inability to put this game away? There were opportunities for the Packers to win that game. Pick sixes that were dropped, picks I was waiting for this so I could tweet something about the Eagles. So what are your thoughts on how they looked overall?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't count. I mean, I think it's a lot of what you just said, right? Because we're talking about teams that we think are really bad. Like the Giants didn't play well, the Panthers didn't play well, the Browns didn't play well. But I don't think anybody's season's over except maybe the Giants and Panthers.
The Giants
But,
are season.
yeah, the Giants and Panthers that might already be done.
The Panthers, they've been over since even before.
Commander season.
But I think like the Eagles are going to be a competitive team this year. I think the Packers are going to be a competitive team this year. The things that concern me is that like our run defense didn't do really anything to stop Saquon, which was disappointing considering we got a new defensive coordinator. It was all about trying to stop the run. We're going to see more Edgerrin Cooper, I imagine, this week. So yeah, I think it's hopefully, you go up against so many weapons that the Eagles have on offense that it was going to be a tough game regardless. So I'm not really panicking. My concern was more about Jordan Love because, if he couldn't play, it was going to be a very, very long season. Yeah. So the fact that he's coming back, when he comes back is, I'm good. I'm not too concerned.
It might take a bit because as someone who's had a grade 2 ankle sprain a couple months ago, like MCL sprains grade 2, like it's a very slow healing injury. And that's the problem. You just have to let it wait.
Well, they've been comparing, of course, because everyone was a doctor on Twitter after he got hurt. Yeah,
but I mean that's the thing. Like I'm only speaking from personal experience.
No, of course, yeah. When it came down to Love, so LaFleur even said yesterday he was like, "Hey, there's if he's not cleared on Sunday," and all the Packers fans were like, "Oh my God, if I do not think he's playing on Sunday."
No, it'd be very tough.
There's a good chance that he's back by week 4, against the Vikings. We'll see. They go next week to Tennessee after this Colts game. So if they're able to just split, and win one of those 2 games, I feel a lot better about the Packers. So I think because even Scooter, you mentioned, Love could have almost threw a pick 6 that was dropped. On top of that, Jaden Reed, they had 12 men on the offense. That was a touchdown that was taken away. So yeah, I think a lot of it was just you had 10 penalties. It was a very undisciplined football team. It was week 1 football. So yeah, you just got to hope that stuff gets better as the season goes along.
Anytime the Packers can win and help the Cowboys, they lose. Moving on to the Denver Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks. Ooh. I tried to tell you about Bo Nix. You did not believe me. You were a believer. Brandon Perna, take us
Mo picks.
Take us through this game.
I couldn't leave.
What did you see? Positives and negatives. First game of the season: Denver Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks.
Positive? Bo was doing this after a play, meaning, hey, we ran the play. I know what we're doing on the next play. Never once saw Russell Wilson ready to go from one play to the next. Had to wait for coach, then had to try and understand coach, then had to call a timeout so he could actually understand coach. I think Bo Nix knows what's going on out there. And while he wasn't the best quarterback, week 1.
Honestly, I'm going to make a quote for you. Adam Archuleta. Oh, no. The dude threw it right to double coverage.
Yeah, he had a bad throw. Bo had a bad throw.
He had a bunch of bad throws, dude.
He had a couple bad throws. But Scooter's asking what the positive is, okay?
Positives, yes.
Yeah,
the only positive is on a AAA battery.
Yeah. I'm saying I think he understands what's going on out there. Upon further review, our offensive line was not great. I think they were ranked dead last in pass rush win rate, which last is not good in that category. Now, while I was watching the game, I didn't think oh my God, our line is being just decimated every play. I think it's a little more testament to the improvement the Seattle Seahawks have on their defensive line. And that their secondary is very good. I don't think there was a lot of, there was the bad throws, but I don't think there was a lot of open throws or separation from our receivers. A couple times there were. Bo missed, and a couple other times receivers dropped some passes. So, I think against a very good Steelers defense on Sunday, people are going to be saying Bo Nix made the best leap of all the rookies from week 1 to week 2.
No. Here's what's going to happen to throw
me?
Picks.
Is he talking
He's
about
going to throw 4 picks. He's going to bomb. Because you know what this team did to Kirk Cousins? The dude was a statue in the pocket. Every time, they were incredibly predictable.
Yeah,
If they were out of the
runs
pistol,
the
they were
spread.
running the ball. If they were out of shotgun, they were
Both
running the
control.
ball. He had no
During the game.
mobility. He
Yeah.
had trouble. He
After
couldn't
the game,
emphasize his
follow
strengths.
people.
He was forcing a lot of bad throws. And quite frankly, who's your right tackle? Is it Garrett Bowles?
Yeah, he left the game with an injury.
That's the problem, though. You're going up against TJ Watt.
That's
He's
right.
going to wreak havoc.
You know what we're gonna do?
That's-
We're gonna cheat. Ever heard
You're
of
gonna
that?
cheat. You're gonna cheat. Uh-huh.
We are going
Are
to
you gonna put a bounty on Justin Fields?
No.
John
Just the
Payton's pretty
referees.
good at putting
We're gonna
bounties
do
on.
We're gonna get all of TJ's best plays taken away by the officials again.
Uh-huh. Oh, so like last week. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Should there
I'm
be-
gonna heart.
I'm gonna heart the refs.
The forged Russell Wilson
Should there
autograph.
Worthy.
We're gonna forge. Come on.
Should there be some
Tree.
type of wager
Oh.
between the Broncos and Steelers? The loser of this game has
No,
to do
I think
something.
we
I'm
should.
done with wagers.
No, we should do a wager. We should do a wager because I know you're gonna.
It's got to be easy to execute if I lose. That's all. That's all I ask.
That's
But
fair.
I've
We
got to
are in the
watch
season.
24 hours of coach. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to fit that into my schedule without ruining my home life.
Tree, I want to bring something up. Tree thinks that Bo Nix is going to throw 4 picks. Your defense is not configured that way, Tree. Your entire defense is TJ Watt, and yes, he'll get a couple of sacks, but like that is hubris. No, no. I don't think Nix is going to throw as many picks as I think the Steelers will win the game, but your whole defense is predicated on TJ Watt beating one or two guys, which is amazing. Don't get me wrong,
that's
but
the
like you
Steelers.
don't
It's
have a
90%
takeaway defense.
TJ Watt and Chris Boswell. Like if TJ Watt goes down, this team's screwed. Like we are going like 2-15.
Yes, that's what happened last year, and you BS'd your way into the playoffs.
Well, because other teams collapse. That's what happens.
Yes.
I mean, the
The Colts.
Falcons
I think-
self-destructed.
Looking at that Steelers game, though, a lot of people are saying that Kirk Cousins really isn't fully healed. Like
It sounds about right.
they took a majority. If you look at the snap count, they took a majority of their snaps from the shotgun. Almost
yes.
no snaps under center.
No, there wasn't.
So I'm a little bit worried about the Falcons. We're talking about teams
Yeah.
that could perform poorly this year. If Kirk Cousins can't go, I'm not really sure.
They got Michael Penix.
I mean, it's Penix time.
They do
Because
have-
the thing with Cousins, he looked like a statue in the pocket. He looks like a guy who is still recovering from an
Give
Achilles.
him a few.
When do you
game.
pull the trigger and go with Penix? Is my question.
It's too early. It's
Yeah, they gotta give him
You've
an
invested
opportunity.
$100 million guarantee in this guy. You have to give him at least a month.
Even if he looks like he's injured and not fully healed, because
You've invested too much in him. That's the
Perna's
problem.
trying to talk once he's done chewing.
Yes,
Right,
Perna
okay.
finish that jerky.
No, I'm gonna keep it in my mouth like it's chew, like I'm a man.
Like
Hold
a
on.
man, huh?
Yeah, okay, now we're talking. The
Okay, Sean
Falcons.
Payton.
New York Jets, Atlanta Falcons. 2 Achilles injuries, 2 older quarterbacks. A few months ago, we did a video about it, Will and I. We don't have a big sample size of quarterbacks tearing their Achilles and coming back from it. So we really don't know like what to expect. So I think it's just like, you got to give them a little bit of time. And like we know when a running back or somebody tears their ACL, the chances of them not being 100% the following season are pretty good outside of Adrian Peterson, right? With quarterbacks suffering this injury, like we don't have that precedent. And I think we're overreacting a little bit to Kirk Cousins because it's kind of funny. We thought they were going to be good. They gave him $100 million, and they were just really bad against a very good Steelers defense. But October, I think then we'll get a much better read on where he's at and where Aaron Rodgers is at.
Do you know that 85% of Achilles injuries sufferers never return to the field? So the fact that he's even back there, him and Aaron Rodgers, your ex-boyfriend, Tom, that they're even back, like it's going to take a while. It's a devastating injury.
I mean, and if you think like Kevin Durant, for example, he tore his Achilles and he took a long time to get back to what he was. Even like a DeMarcus Cousins, he tore his Achilles. He was never the same.
And
Dude, I mean,
Cousins
Different
doesn't-
sport, but still.
Speaking of injuries, when
Legal
is
custody
Russell
of Army.
Wilson
Oh, no.
scheduled to come back to play? True.
He's apparently okay. The problem is calf injuries are very finicky. He was in like full like gear for like as an emergency quarterback. But my question is more or less if there's still like a lingering issue with his calf, because that was always an issue with him in training camp as well. That's why he wasn't as elusive and mobile as he was. So my question is, like, if it's not truly healing, is he going to want to opt for surgery?
So with that being said, how do you think Justin Fields performed in his absence?
I mean, Fields did okay. I feel like he wasn't as flashy as he was, but he kept it safe. He minimized his mistakes. Had a few issues with center, like snap ball, especially under under center. But for otherwise, he kept it under control. He minimized errors. Like, I feel like he had a few big passes to George Pickens, but I know, like Arthur Smith, like his passing chart looks a lot like Kenny Pickett's. Nothing down the middle. It's all through the sides, maybe a couple deep balls. So it's like Kenny Pickett never left.
I just cannot wait until Russell Wilson returns, because if he plays well or if he plays bad, like, Steelers fans are going to lose their mind. And I'm
going to love it because we are
I just want to see it so badly. Like, that was probably my most anticipated debut of this season, was to see Russ. One quick question before Scooter asks about another game
exactly. Like that is Kenny Pickett. That is Kenny Pickett.
Which team that won was the least impressive? Which out of the week 1 winners was the least impressive winning team at
the Eagles?
After week
That's
1?
a good question, Adam. That's a very good question.
I'm going with the Eagles, because the Eagles very easily could have and should have lost that game against the Packers.
But they didn't.
But explain why, though.
Ooh,
really?
Wow, what is this?
Ooh,
really,
this
we're
is
looking
actually
at the quarter.
That's
Cowboys.
Scoots. Go back. Oh, let's go.
I'm
talking about the quarterback play. If you're looking at the Eagles quarterback and what he was doing, he put them in a position to lose the game multiple times. He did not put them in a position to win the game. And that team will go as the quarterback play goes. So to me, the Eagles, although they did get the win on the road, bad field, there was nothing that I can take away and say, you know what, I'm actually afraid of the Eagles this year, because I am not.
Clip it.
I remember, didn't you say you were going to expose the fraud a couple years ago?
It was exposed. They were exposed. It was
exposed
by Tampa
last
Bay.
year.
They did.
But like
they did
2
get
years
exposed.
ago, they made the Super Bowl, though.
I was there in June.
Ooh.
That was a few years ago.
I mean,
We're
two
here.
answers.
We're here right now. We're not a few years ago.
Tree, who was the least impressive week 1 winner for you?
honestly, I'm going to go with the Chargers. And it's not because of anything the Chargers did. The Raiders repeatedly beat themselves in every single facet of play. Let me put you on a little scenario here, not just with the fumbles, not with the bad quarterback play, not with just the iffy defense as well. First scenario, 4th and 1 at your own 40, second quarter. You go for it, you fail, which makes no sense either way. Just punt the ball away.
I won't even try.
4th and 1 at the 43-yard line of the Chargers. You are down by 6 with 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. You punt. Where's the logic? It's the 40-yard line with 7 minutes left.
Yeah.
Just go for it. Your
regular
net
logic.
gain was 30 yards. And then you give up a 60-yard run to J.K. Dobbins. You immediately lose. Why are you trusting the Raiders' defense? The Raiders' defense has been horrible for the past 10, 15 years.
It should
And
be
Brandon
very
can
good this year.
confirm that.
I honestly, that's unacceptable when you punt and then give up a 60-yard run. Like, you know the run is coming. Like, you absolutely know. Like, the point of punting is to get a 3 and out because they want to run and eat clock, and then you give up a 60-yard run. That's unacceptable. That is a learning lesson right there. Tom, who do you think was the least impressive? Oh,
That's good.
what happened?
I'm changing my answer.
The Scooter?
Go ahead.
Scooter,
Shoot.
now you sound like a robot.
You look like
Yes.
potatoes.
And you're frozen.
There you go.
He looks as robotic as Kirk Cousins in the
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm changing my answer to the Bears. They looked absolutely garbage.
No, that was
Caleb
my
Williams
answer.
did
That was
not
my
answer.
answer
Come
too.
on.
Come on.
They were great
Yes, already
defensively
had
and
a
on
turn.
special teams. Quarterback-wise,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Will Levis helped give him that game. The defense played well. Special teams was really good. But yeah, the Bears, I would think, in terms of like win, even Bears fans are like, all right, yeah, we just need to see more from the offense. Which I'm sure
that was such a Steelers win by the Bears.
It was.
Welcome to the bullshit is real.
The only way the Steelers out-Steelered them was literally like, oh, you don't want to score any offensive touchdowns? We're not scoring any touchdowns at all.
Oh, yeah. Like, we didn't score offensive touchdowns. Oh, by the way, surrender, Cobra.
I like the fact that you're smiling when you do it. You're supposed to be distraught after you surrender Cobra. Like, be upset.
Is it too early?
Sell the role a little bit.
Is it too early to call Caleb Williams a bust?
Yes.
No. Game, dude.
What?
It's
what
one
are we doing?
game.
What are we doing, Scooter?
Honestly,
no,
I'm just saying.
like, you are clickbaiting. I mean, you're doing your job because this is clickbait.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, Bill Belichick called this in preseason. He said, look, he has flashy plays, but if you look at his completion rate, it's 50%. I'm just echoing what Bill's saying. That's all I'm saying. What really has Caleb done?
One game.
I'm saying, I'm saying preseason. I'm saying the whole depth.
Not everyone.
He's done nothing so far.
Like,
He's done
he
nothing.
was horrifically overthrowing his footballs, but come on. I mean, like, everyone has their bad games. Josh Allen looked terrible for 2 years. Jared Goff looked terrible his rookie year.
Jaden
I mean,
Daniels?
it happens to like a lot of quarterbacks. They look bad and then they get good. That's called improvement. Then something like Mac Jones. He was great his rookie year, and then the Patriots ruined him. Speaking of Bill Belichick, there you go. That's his most damning testament. My question is, once again, it's one game. And I know that Caleb Williams had an awful game. As I said, he was overthrowing everything left and right, and he looked completely out of sync. But, I mean, hopefully he'll corral that. Now, if he's having these issues in November, then we start panicking.
Okay, so too soon, Caleb Williams.
Just like, but just like Tom said, like you will not get a Bears fan to speak negatively of Caleb Williams. They're like, oh, we won.
I'm not overlooking
hey, easy
situation.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's more of just like
everyone knows they're tanking. Joe Alt's beast though.
For the Bears, it's more of like, oh, okay, the defense continued where they were last year because when they traded for Sweat, that defense was a lot better last year. Then they kept Eberflus, defensive guy. Like these are things that they did quote unquote right, even though a lot of people were like, don't get Eberflus. I'm not really sold on him. But for the defensive side, that was good. The offense just has to play better because now there's a serious investment in the offense. Their center looked terrible. Caleb didn't look great. And again, he's a rookie. It's his first game in the NFL. I'm saying this as a Packers fan. Just gotta give him a little time.
Yeah, and probably something happened to Caleb that I don't know has happened for a very long time. He played very poorly, and his team still won the football game. Like, that's kind of different in the NFL. Like, he didn't have that really at USC. He had to be the guy every week, and that's kind of what we grew accustomed to watching.
Another hundo. Who got that hundo?
Wow.
So,
Is that a Perna?
Looks
God.
like it's
a Perna bomb.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
God.
Perna bomb. Let's go.
Oh, this is we're gonna have a close one today.
If
Miami Dolphins,
if the
least impressive
Bears
win
had
or the
the
Patriots?
least impressive win.
Patriots or Dolphins? What do you got, Adam?
Well, I've got the Patriots because that was maybe one of the ugliest games
If they had the
I've
least
ever
impressive
seen.
win,
I mean, they played mistake-free football though.
Yeah.
But like, okay.
Defense good. Run
I mean,
game
the
good.
Bengals did
are
shoot
terrible.
themselves in the foot. They bungled, and as they
Yeah,
always do.
Listen.
they bobbled the touchdown, and then the following play they fumbled the ball away while almost scoring another touchdown.
And he wasn't really touched. That was the weird thing.
And the Patriots defense is going to be good. I'm not trying to take away from that, and I think the Dolphins are overall going to be a respectable football team. But like, if you're talking about which wins where you're just kind of like, I don't think they played nearly their best football. Dolphins, like Adam, Patriots Bengals game was so ugly. It's just like, okay.
So, I like how you said, like Adam, that game was ugly. Thank
No, I
you.
meant because you like Adam's ugly face. That game was ugly because you said it was an ugly game. That's what I meant.
Yes, just like
ugly
Adam's
So ugly.
disfigured face. That game was that game was like hard to watch. Like, I had it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is just, Ramondre Stevenson had a monster game running the ball, but the Bengals just came out completely flat and not what anyone expected. And they were just
Bye,
gone.
Scooter.
Did he get his cell phone service changed over to fiber too?
Fiber one.
So
Sir. Let's go.
I was not impressed by the Patriots, and they're going to be as bad as I think they are supposed to. And they just stole a win over the Bengals, who will probably be better than what they displayed. But I just don't understand how they had such a slow start. Like they weren't ready for the game. They were like, "Oh crap, it's 1 o'clock. We got to go to the stadium." Like it was really bizarre what happened. And but yeah, I was not impressed with that win. You're going to see it get ugly as the season progresses for the Patriots. But enjoy that hopium while you have it, Pats fan.
Hey, they got the defense and they got the run game. Like they'll win a few games, and if May comes in and like looks solid too, I think they can win a few games. And like I said, there's very few teams that are I'm like, oh man, we're hopeless after week 1. There's maybe just a couple, but yeah.
And I want to rebut Scooter saying that the Eagles were not impressive. They put up 34 points. Like I don't know any NFL squad that would be upset by putting up 34 points, even in a loss.
I mean,
okay, the Giants would take half of those points.
A lot of the Eagles fans were not happy with the way they won that game. I'm just
Eagles fans are never happy, dude.
That's
Eagles
fair.
fans, they live in Philly. They're miserable. Yeah.
That is fair. But if they had the least impressive wins, one team that did have one of the most impressive wins, aside from the Cowboys, was the 49ers, who made the Jets look terrible. If we're
You're
being
not
honest.
afraid of them, Scoots? You're not afraid of the 49ers this year?
No, not afraid of the 49ers.
Oh.
And that's
Oh,
because...
really? Are you afraid? Yeah, because you're going to lose to him. You're going to put Ezekiel Elliott as your starting center, and he's going to get mauled.
Should be fun.
Let me tell you why I'm not afraid of the 49ers and no team in the NFC this year.
And Gold is perfect again. Been huge.
The reason I'm not afraid is because we have linebackers this year. The reason we got dog walked by the Packers in the playoffs is because our linebacker play was horrendous.
You had secondary players as your linebackers.
Exactly. We have now turned a position of weakness into a position of strength. Eric Kendricks has been one of the best pickups, I think, for our team, period. His leadership coming in, he's already got 1 interception. Our rookie, DeMarvion Overshown, is literally making Micah Parsons look slow on certain plays. And that's not even that's not even accounting for the rookie we got this year, Maris Luafu. So I really am hopeful that this year the Cowboys, if we stay healthy, that's really what it's going to depend on. Marshawn Nealon at defensive end looked great as well. So I think the defense is going to be a strength this year, and last year it kind of let us down. So that's why really no one.
I got a 50 bomb.
Not really afraid of it.
There you go. Nice.
But my question to you guys is: are the Jets garbage this year? Are the Jets garbage?
I don't think they're garbage. Like I just think the 49ers came in with like a perfect game plan. They didn't have to deviate from it at all. They had like 30 minutes of time possession compared to 15 like late in that game. So they ran the ball effectively, long sustained drives, and they ran all over that really bad Jets run defense, which was a problem last year. They need to bring Hassan Reddick on the team and be like, hey, throw money at him, because they had no pass rush at all. But yeah, I don't think that there's going to be like Breece Hall is going to play better. I think, against some teams that do not.
Rodgers is going to get better. Yeah.
Rodgers, though, I will say the one concern I have about Rodgers, because that man can still sling the ball. The one thing, though, is like similar to the Kirk Cousins thing, is he looked very, very stiff. Like he was not moving in the pocket. That is where I would have some concerns.
That's the problem.
Well, he's also taking it easy.
Will you guys be watching the Netflix documentary Enigma on Aaron Rodgers? Yes or no?
Get punished.
Oh yeah, I'll watch that.
I think I might, but I think we've all seen it, right? We followed Aaron Rodgers' weirdness, and he showed his feet on Pat McAfee. So, I mean,
Scooter got a fitty.
Scooter. All right, we've made it. Like, do you guys want to do the countdown, or is there anything
Who wins
else
tonight?
pressing?
Dolphins or Bills?
Ooh, yes, that's right. We got to do that.
Buffalo.
The crazy thing
Buffalo.
is, Arizona looked like they had that game in the bag the first, second quarter. If you were watching that, Kyler was going off. And then
He
all
looks
of a
good.
sudden, Josh Allen becomes
Well, that's Josh Allen. That's Josh
You got
Allen.
Josh Allen, baby.
and is
Scooter.
I mean, he's
so I don't really know. I
This
don't
is
really
the
know.
Cowboys playoff hopes right now.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they're going all in. This is what's going to
They're
happen.
getting interrupted.
It's Dak Prescott in January mode.
Here's the thing. People are going to try and discredit the Cowboys and say, oh, they had a bad quarterback. The fact of the matter is, the Browns had the best defense last year. They had the number
They
one
had
defense last year.
One of the best. I
Yeah,
mean, the
that's-
Jets were up there too.
Yeah, the Jets had one of the best secondaries in there. Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
Like they
And
were.
so-
I mean, the Browns were up there, but
They had the best passing
more
defense. They were
points.
11th rushing defense, 13th in points allowed.
The tough thing about
put up
tonight's
more-
game. Sorry, Scooter. You're
I was
just
just gonna say,
Let's start and
frozen.
stop.
Put up-
Let's
Someone got
all
another
just
under.
let's start and
Gets
stop
Malone.
every
Oh,
sentence.
yeah.
Punished.
Oh my God.
What I think is
hey, I'm happy. I ain't winning.
Malone, stop.
I'm happy about it. I'm happy.
Oh my God. Is this actual? Is this post Malone?
I was just
It
going to
is.
say,
This kind of money just being dropped? The tough thing about the first Thursday night game, you got both teams coming on that short week 1. This year, the NFL had a Thursday and a Friday game. Like, why couldn't have they had like a mixed match of some of the teams that played those two games playing in this game to give them like the max amount of rest, at least for this first time? So I think Buffalo will win because I think they're just a little bit better of an overall team right now. But the X factor is they're on the road going to Miami. So who the hell knows? I think this game is like impossible to guess.
Yeah, I mean, it depends because I feel like Buffalo tends to. I mean, the heat would always be the issue in September, but I think the nighttime's going to neutralize a good bit of it. I think Buffalo pulls out the dub here.
Yeah, I don't think Miami was all that impressive in their week
Jacksonville
1
beat themselves.
game. They had
I mean,
to pull it
they were
out.
very hot and cold.
Yeah, and the one thing, maybe Tyreek Hill, he's dangerous on every play, but I think Buffalo can hold them off and get the win. But who knows? It's that unpredictability of a Thursday night game. The Thursday night games are either really ugly defensive injury fests or these all out blowouts, or shootout. Like they're rarely just like something where you're like, oh, this is easy to call. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's never predictable with the Thursday night game.
I think Mostert being out hurts. Achan being
Questionable.
Yeah.
Apparently, he should be playing though.
okay. So like that's gonna help. Yeah, Tua's won one game against the Bills in his career. I think it's gonna be tough coming off a short week, and I agree. I said that in predictions too. Like if this was playing like a 1:00 game on a Sunday, like I would give probably the Dolphins the win because like playing in this Floridian heat, all that great stuff. But that kind of gets neutralized because it's a night game. So yeah, I got the Bills.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins just because they are pulling together for Tyreek. What did you guys think of that situation real quick?
So at first, anytime you edit stuff and you just show the really bad parts, you're gonna be biased a little bit. You're gonna be like, okay, they dragged him out of his car, but when he rolled up the window, he made things difficult for himself. Like it's tinted window. If you're a police officer, that's a high stress situation, and you don't see what he's doing. You don't know if he's putting it in gear. You don't know what is going on. But their reaction to that was out of bounds. They should not have dragged him out like that. It was two mistakes, but the whole thing could have been solved, pretty democratically or diplomatically. It had a little bit of cooler heads, but once he rolled up the window, he put himself in a really bad position. So I thought that it was many mistakes all around, and I'm glad that the incident's over and that, it didn't get any worse than it did.
The tint
think-
was crazy on his car. That can't
Yeah,
be
that was
legal.
like a
That
negative.
cannot be legal.
Yeah.
At the same time, like the police, you're trained to de-escalate situations, and I feel like the exact opposite.
No,
in this
I
case.
think
I feel like
they
they escalated the
definitely-
situation.
Dude, like
They
they're
went
going over
way
to
too
Calais
far.
Campbell and like threatening to
Yeah.
throw him in
Yeah.
cups, and one cop's like, "Get out of here!" And he's like, "Okay, I'm leaving." And then he's like, "No, I'm like taking your." It just again, right? Did Tyreek handle it great? No. Does he deserve all that? Absolutely not. Does anything else, that came out of that in which it was way too aggressive, that was not de-escalated? It made no sense, and it made everybody's life more difficult than it needed to be. And again, then you also defer to the professionals whose job it is to do those things. And it's like, hey, you should have done your job better. And this is coming from someone who is a son of 2 cops and has cops all over the family. Like, that's just the job. It's a very difficult job, don't get me wrong, but that kind of stuff does not help in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think it was handled well.
No, the good news is those 4 cops will be sitting in a cubicle. They will be jockeys sitting in the middle of nowhere for the rest of their careers. So the NFL will make sure.
I don't believe them. I
Yeah,
do
we're
not
gonna pay
believe
by
them
the
for
hour.
1 second. I
I
think
don't
they will
think
be
so either.
reinstated at some point.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I think the police
They
union
will be reinstated.
Yeah,
But
police
that's neither
unions
here
are
nor
very
there.
powerful.
I got the Dolphins though.
I'm glad we tried to
After
get the
all
most
that,
serious
I got the
discussion in
Dolphins.
the last 2 minutes of the show.
Yes. Yeah. Let's get into the most charged discussion with 1 minute left. Let's go. So, what do you think about
All right,
pronouns?
guys,
All right.
countdown.
Let's do the countdown.
next we'll talk about the debate.
They're eating the cats. They're eating them in Charlotte.
Jesus. 2019, I don't even know where to go from there. Yep,
They're eating the dogs in Cleveland. They're
Watch
eating
out!
them all over Ohio.
You just watched the Browns game, that was it.
They're eating the
I've
dogs.
ruined everything. I'm sorry.
That ain't
You
clickbait, I don't know
did. You
what it
did.
is.
Scooter's
That
never
ain't
streaming
clickbait.
with us again. Like,
I
he's just
don't even
done.
know.
He's so done. He's like
All right.
tree. You cussed like 8 times and then you did a Trump impersonation on my channel.
Oh god. All right, I got 258.85. So I definitely did not lose. So.
I got $74.98. Thanks, Case. Thanks, Couch. Thanks, Michael Piz, Max Vocek, and Michael Piz again. Thank you.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be
Yes.
all right. We're gonna,
184.81.
yeah, it
so
ain't,
you know
it
what?
ain't
I'm
tree.
happy.
It's
I've
gonna be
actually lost
Scoots
$5.
as a.
This
His mouth is a
this
gate.
close
You know
one.
your number,
Oh, you know what?
Scooter?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What is it?
What's yours?
Yep, there we go.
Mine's high. It's 503. It's 503.
Scooter's is higher.
Yeah, I got like 600.
I got 802.
Yes! Let's go. Let's go.
Can my punishment be to get better internet?
Nope.
That's a reward, not a punishment, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Cowboys' schedule here.
Oh, yes. I like
got
this.
it.
I like where this is going.
I just got fiber installed. I have 2,500 down and 2,500 up, and it's not working.
Yeah,
Right,
it's,
so here's what
yeah.
I would
Unfortunately,
say.
it's all going down your colon. It's the fiber one. internet.
Thursday, September 26th, the Cowboys are playing the Giants. All right. So I think we could do something for clickbait because now Scooter streams games that could carry over potentially into his stream.
And 5 does streams too. You two should join forces here.
We
Process.
should stream. You want to stream react to the game and talk smack the whole time? It's basically, but that's like a reward. Like Scooter is going, like the Giants are going to lose that game. We've lost how many millions of games in a row? Like that is a reward for Scooter. Like he's just going to dunk on me the whole time. Now the punishment should be that he's not allowed to insult me or I don't know. There should be no gloating.
Punishment is he's got to be nice to me.
Yes.
No.
Listen, I'm tired of being bullied by Scooter every 2 weeks out of every year. This is not fun.
You guys are garbage.
Did the Gators win?
We did.
Ooh.
Did they look good in their win?
We were playing Sanford, so yes, we looked great.
I think what
Got
I
cautious
wanted
for
to
that.
see was Scooter having to recreate the sad Gators fan and changing
Where is
his Twitter profile to this guy.
Oh my gosh.
Until the Gators win.
That's great.
Where the hell? Oh, dang it. Sorry, I can't find my.
Who does the Gators have next week?
Texas A&M.
Ooh, you're gonna lose that game.
Oh, you're gonna win that. Texas
game.
A&M's a joke.
Nah, Florida's bad.
It depends.
No.
Texas A&M's
it's up in the air. It's up in the air. We really have no idea for that game.
I mean, he could do it.
That's what I'm saying. That would be the go-to, but like an 800, that's a high one.
That is a high one. We got to get him with something, man.
Yeah, it's not a punishment if he's already planning to stream.
Gritty Eagles jersey butt tattoo.
Oh my God. Can we, I know the Eagles game is not for a while. They don't play him until November, but if he has to dress like as the Gritty mascot during his stream, that would be, it gives you plenty of time to get
now we're talking.
Now we're starting to talk. If we get a Gritty mascot costume and stream the game against the Eagles November 10th.
Yes.
Going to be
At least just the head. At least just the Gritty face head
I gotta have
thing.
a jersey on.
Oh yeah, and a Gritty jersey.
Gritty mascot costume.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there?
Yeah, they got him.
You can
They
do
got
this.
him.
Scott.
All right, that's
$180
it.
bucks. 180
Okay,
bucks.
that's it. Gritty
And then
mascot.
get the jersey, and you're rocking.
Get the jersey. Get the Gritty jersey. Mhm.
It's gonna be so hot.
And then you have
I'm
to
gonna-
then you have to at Gritty on Twitter and say, "How do I look?"
I'm
And
going to lose weight during this stream because it's going to be that
I was in a
hot.
shampoo bottle without AC.
There you go.
All right, you're fine.
Goalies hockey goalies lose
That
average
wasn't
10
epic.
pounds.
I don't think y'all realize how hot this room is. Like,
Someone's
it's-
getting
Was the
shredded.
shampoo? Was the Head and Shoulders the greatest clickbait punishment of all time, or was it?
It
I
literally
just
came
can't
from
think like
China. It took like 3 months to get here. There was holes in it. It did not smell good. It was a long journey to get over here. And then, yeah, it was, I had no AC and I was dripping sweat in that. That was pretty bad.
That's great.
Listen,
Still, it was
next stream, my fiber will be working. Okay,
okay.
All right.
we're back.
All right.
All right,
What does everyone
boys.
got coming out?
All right.
I have a video on Bobby Dodd Stadium. It's one of the most polarizing stadiums. Like, if you say that it sucks, like Georgia Tech fan is like, "Oh, you don't even understand." But then I went and researched why it looks that way, and it's actually really cool. So I kind of, I went out with blood, like thinking that I would justify why my hate of it, but then I ended up falling in love with it. So it's an interesting stadium for sure.
Nice. Very nice.
Tree?
Well, I am going to be streaming with a certain fellow right here on Sunday as I watch the Steelers beat the ever-loving crap out of the Denver Broncos. And I'm also thinking of a few like minor quote-unquote like political ads like I did on Twitter, like, like abolishing the NASCAR playoffs and championship, making sure that all football is available on network television, stuff like that, because we need to answer the real questions in America.
Parna?
I'll be live after the game streaming, and we're gonna have Brett Coleman come in.
Oh, Brett.
I'm gonna
He's in his
try
new
and
place now,
offend him
right?
by being so dumb about football. I'm gonna try and really embarrass myself with Brett.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's good.
Brett's like that cool uncle that always knows everything about football.
I know.
Mike, Tom streams every primetime game. man.
Every primetime game, baby.
Brett is the man.
Every primetime, every playoff, every pack.
And
Brett is the
Scooter,
man.
Will
Scooter's gonna get internet.
Leader,
on his
where is your leader?
X robot all
I
night.
was
long.
just beginning to love
Oh.
Can you hear me now?
O'Reilly's.
Yeah,
Yes,
now we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
What do you
Yes.
got,
Okay.
Scoot?
Go quick.
I'm doing some stream tests. So I will be streaming the game this Sunday as well. Everywhere, we're gonna try and do TikTok, Instagram as well. So I'm gonna be testing all this stuff today and tomorrow. Please pray for me. It is wild.
Yeah.
Setting this
Thank you
stuff up.
for not testing your stream before clickbait.
Yeah, appreciate. Much appreciate. Let's
No problem.
appreciate for fiber internet, everyone. Let's just give a shout out.